Oh, you've shown up again, haven't you? Wondering why she's treating you like you're disposable. Let me see if I get this right. You think that if you keep being the nice guy, running after her like a lost puppy, she'll finally wake up and realize you're an amazing guy? That's cute. But let me give you a dose of reality. No sugarcoating. You're being the clown in this circus. If you think being the loyal dog will make her change her mind, you better drop that idea fast. This video is for you, the guy who needs to wake up and understand that respect isn't asked for, it's demanded. If you think you're ready to face the truth, no filters, no excuses, then stick around. I'm going to show you how to turn the tables and make her bitterly regret underestimating you. But if you're waiting for a fairy tale where everyone lives happily ever after, you might as well stop watching now. But if you're ready to become the man she will never forget, then let's get started. Number 1, the well has dried up. Enough with the stalling. Let's get straight to the point because you need to hear this once and for all. If you're treating this woman like a bank where you make endless deposits of attention, affection, money, favors, and everything else she asks for without any guarantee of return, then it's time to stop this stupidity now. Yes, stupidity. Because continuing to invest in someone who only knows how to drain you and despise you is the dumbest thing you can do. Let's be clear here. If a woman needs to be bankrolled to treat you well, she's nothing but a professional player. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's already mapped out all your weak points and knows how to manipulate you to get exactly what she wants. And the most tragic part of it all? You're falling for it, hook, line, and sinker, repeating the vicious cycle of giving, while she just takes without offering anything in return. And you know the only way to break this cycle? It's simple. Turn off the tap. Completely cut off these investments you're making. No more gifts, no more favors, no more expensive lunches you pay for in the hope of a smile or a crumb of attention. Because let me tell you, without your attention, without your pampering, she'll quickly realize that the psychological games and contempt she uses to manipulate you no longer work. And guess what happens then? She either changes her attitude or disappears. And if it's the latter, congratulations, you've rid yourself of a parasite. Now pay attention. An intelligent man knows how to differentiate when a woman's interest is genuine and when it's solely driven by material benefits. If you want her to stop despising you, the first thing you have to do is stop offering any kind of advantage every time she starts with emotional games. Because most of the time, what's really happening is that she's used to stepping on and despising you whenever she wants something from you. And the most pathetic part of this? It's all your fault. This happens more often than you think. And the responsibility falls entirely on the man who, instead of setting boundaries and walking away from disrespectful behavior, tries to buy affection, respect, and attention with gifts, favors, and money. Let me clarify something once and for all. True respect and love cannot be bought, and you should never try to buy something that should be given freely, from the heart. Cut off the supply, my friend, and you know what will happen? You'll discover that the power was in your hands the whole time. Don't be the guy who keeps filling the tank of someone who's only with you for what they can take. Because at the end of the day, if she really wants something from you, it should be for the man you are, for the person you are, not for what you can offer financially or materially. And here's the hard truth. As long as you keep feeding this situation, she will never respect you. She will never value you as you deserve. She will continue to treat you like a doormat because you allowed it. So it's time to change the rules of the game. If she wants to stay in your life, she will have to learn to value you without the benefits, without the perks. And if she can't, then she never deserved to be with you in the first place. Wake up. Take control of your life and your relationships. The people who are truly worth it will love and respect you for who you are, not for what you can offer. And if you haven't understood this yet, it's time to get real. Stop being the court jester and start acting like the king you're supposed to be. Number 2, show disinterest. Look, let's cut to the chase here. No beating around the bush. If a woman is treating you with contempt, and you think the solution is to chase after her like a lost puppy, It's time to wake up to reality. There's nothing more pathetic than trying to win the attention of someone who has already made it clear that they don't value you. The truth is, the more you chase, the more she'll walk all over you. So, you know what you need to do? Exactly the opposite. Ignore her behavior and show total disinterest in the person she's becoming. And let me tell you something. Many women act this way because they think it's the easiest way to keep a man under control without having to make any effort. Influenced by friends or those cheap internet tips, they start to believe that disdain is the key to keeping you in the palm of their hand. But, my friend, the moment she realizes that this disdain only pushes you away, the game changes completely. She'll feel the control slipping through her fingers, and guess what? She'll start to panic. Now, if you think the way to her heart is to double your efforts, give more attention, shower her with gifts, you're seriously mistaken. Do you know where the real power lies? In showing disinterest. That's right. When you stop giving in to her manipulations and respond with coldness and indifference, she'll start wondering what the hell is going on. And it's at this moment that the power shifts. Disinterest is a weapon that makes the person stop and think, why isn't he chasing after me anymore? Did I miss something here? This doubt starts to eat away at her, and the dynamics of the relationship turn upside down. She'll start to wonder if she's about to lose something truly valuable, and that's when the game changes completely. So, if you want to stop being the fool who chases after and start being the guy she pursues, start showing disinterest. Stop paying attention to her childish games. Don't fall into the trap of trying to win her affection with desperate efforts. Show that you have options, that you're not madly in love, and watch how everything starts to turn in your favor. In the end, well-applied disinterest is the key to earning respect and admiration in any relationship. And if you don't understand this, you'll keep being the clown in the story. Number 3, stop being a doormat. It's time to speak the truth without beating around the bush. If you've come this far and still haven't gotten the message, let me be clear. Stop being a doormat. Yes, that's exactly what you're being. Let me ask you, how long are you going to keep allowing yourself to be trampled on, humiliated, and treated like nothing? How long are you going to let her use you as if you were disposable, as if you were worthless? Now, if you think the way to her heart is to double your efforts, give more attention, shower her with gifts, you're seriously mistaken. Do you know where the real power lies? In showing disinterest. That's right. When you stop giving in to her manipulations and respond with coldness and indifference, she'll start wondering what the hell is going on. And it's at this moment that the power shifts. Disinterest is a weapon that makes the person stop and think, why isn't he chasing after me anymore? Did I miss something here? This doubt starts to eat away at her, and the dynamics of the relationship turn upside down. She'll start to wonder if she's about to lose something truly valuable, and that's when the game changes completely. So, if you want to stop being the fool who chases after and start being the guy she pursues, start showing disinterest. Stop paying attention to her childish games. Don't fall into the trap of trying to win her affection with desperate efforts. Show that you have options, that you're not madly in love, and watch how everything starts to turn in your favor. In the end, well-applied disinterest is the key to earning respect and admiration in any relationship. And if you don't understand this, you'll keep being the clown in the story. Number 3, stop being a doormat. It's time to speak the truth without beating around the bush. If you've come this far and still haven't gotten the message, let me be clear. Stop being a doormat. Yes, that's exactly what you're being. Let me ask you, how long are you going to keep allowing yourself to be trampled on, humiliated, and treated like nothing? How long are you going to let her use you as if you were disposable, as if you were worthless? You need to understand once and for all, no one will respect you if you keep putting yourself on the ground for others to walk all over. No one will value you as long as you act like you have no value. If you don't take action now, you'll keep being the court jester, the guy everyone laughs at behind his back. So, enough with the excuses. Enough with playing the victim. Lift your head and remember who you are. You are much more than a doormat. You are a man with dignity, with value, and it's time to start acting like it. If she can't see that, if she continues to treat you like garbage, the problem isn't hers anymore. It's yours. Because you're the one allowing it.
So let me tell you one last time. Stop being a doormat.
Show her and the world that you will no longer accept being treated this way. Take control of your life, and if she's not up to your standards, then have the courage to tell her to go to hell and move on. Because the one who truly deserves to be by your side will respect you, value you, and never treat you like an option. If you want to learn how to use psychological tricks to get into that woman's mind and make her act the way you expect, seeking you out and thinking only of you, read the ebook in the description of this video. After this read, you'll learn how to use your cold side to deeply affect this woman and master the art of seduction. Stop being a doormat and start being the man she truly values. Number 4, move on. Here's the crucial point. Many women adopt this indifferent attitude because they're encouraged by friends or external influences who tell them that despising a man is the key to keeping him under control. But let me reveal the real secret. A man of value, a man who respects himself, doesn't cling to anyone and doesn't become emotionally dependent on a woman who doesn't appreciate him. On the contrary, he makes it very clear that if she continues with these childish attitudes, he won't hesitate to move on and find someone who truly values him. You need to show that you're looking for something serious, a real relationship, and that you don't have the time or patience for games. If she wants to play at being indifferent, then let her play alone, because you're more than ready to find someone who shares the same values and goals as you. A man who knows what he wants doesn't allow himself to be tied down by a woman who only wants to play with his feelings. He moves on and doesn't look back. And you know what happens when you lay your cards on the table and make it clear that you won't tolerate this kind of behavior? 2 things can happen. Either she wakes up to reality and changes her attitude, realizing that you're someone who doesn't mess around, or you free yourself from a toxic relationship that was only draining you and pulling you down. Either way, you win. If she's not interested in a real, deep relationship, then it's better for her to leave you free to find someone who truly values you and wants to build something serious with you. You are a man of value, and it's time to act like one. Don't cling to someone who doesn't respect you. Move on. Show that you're not afraid to move forward and seek what you truly deserve. Because in the end, the power of choice has always been in your hands. Don't settle for crumbs. Don't accept being treated as an option. When you decide that you deserve more, the universe conspires to bring people and situations that match your value into your path. So, lift your head, move on, and show that you know exactly what you want and aren't afraid to go after it. And the best part, when she realizes that you're no longer tied to her games, that's when the game changes completely. You'll see how the simple act of not accepting being treated with contempt will transform the way she sees you. Be the man who moves on, not the one who waits for scraps of attention. Respect, affection, and admiration come to those who know how to value themselves and aren't afraid to move on. Number 5, have the courage to let her go. Let's tear down the veil of illusion and end these fantasies once and for all. If you want to be respected, if you want to be seen as a real man, you need to have the courage to let her go. Yes, exactly that. Let go of that rope that's slowly strangling you. I'll be direct. Holding on to a woman who doesn't value you is the most pathetic and desperate act a man can commit. You're not a beggar for affection, so stop acting like one. If this woman is treating you with contempt, if she's playing with your feelings, it's time to put an end to it. And do you know why? Because it doesn't matter how beautiful she is. It doesn't matter how much you think you love her. Because, let's be honest, if you truly loved yourself, you wouldn't be accepting this kind of garbage treatment. You need to understand one thing once and for all. No one, and I repeat, no one, deserves to be treated as a convenient option. And if she can't see the man of value that you are, then that's her problem, and she's the one losing out. Now, pay close attention because this is the final blow. What really keeps you tied to this woman? Fear of being alone? Fear that you won't find someone better?
Fear that this is your last chance at happiness?
Let me tell you something. This fear is a lie you've invented that's keeping you stuck in a miserable situation. If you don't have the courage to let this woman go, to turn your back on this lack of respect and move on, then you deserve every crumb of contempt she throws your way. But if you want to change your life, if you want to finally free yourself from this emotional prison, then have the courage to say, enough. Let her go, cut the cord once and for all, and show that you are a man who respects himself enough not to accept less than what he deserves. And when you do this, the game changes completely. You become the prize. You become the man she will bitterly regret losing. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep holding on to that rope until it completely suffocates you? Or are you going to let go and finally breathe freely, knowing you made the right choice? The decision is yours, but the truth is right in front of you. She will only respect you when you respect yourself first. And that respect begins with the courage to let her go, to recognize that you deserve more, and to move on with your head held high. Don't fool yourself, my friend. From the moment you make it clear that you won't tolerate being treated as a second option, you change the game. You set your own standards, and if she can't meet them, tough luck for her. Have the courage, let her go, and make room in your life for someone who truly values you. Because the one who truly deserves to be by your side is the one who will see your worth without you having to beg for attention or respect. Number 6, a blow to her pride. Now, imagine this scene. A woman who always had total control over a man, manipulating his feelings like pieces on a chessboard. She knows he's there, always available, ready to cater to her every whim. This makes her feel powerful, like a queen with her loyal servant, always willing to obey her commands. But suddenly, the rules of the game change. He goes silent, withdraws the privileges she so enjoyed. And just like that, the house of cards she built begins to collapse. That inflated ego, fed by his submission, is brutally wounded. The sense of power she so enjoyed begins to slip through her fingers. For her, this is devastating. Losing control over this man is a direct blow to her pride. It shakes her self-esteem in a way she never expected. Now she finds herself desperate, trying every trick in the book to regain the power she once had. You can bet she'll try everything, provoking jealousy, playing the victim, using any trick to reclaim the dominance she once enjoyed. It's a real show of desperation, but this is exactly where the man needs to be strategic. Before giving in, before resuming any contact, he needs to carefully observe how she reacts. Will she admit her mistakes? Will she change her behavior? Or will she continue to act like she's still in control without learning anything? Only time and observation will tell. And only when he's absolutely sure that she's changed should he even consider reopening the dialogue. This blow to her pride is a crucial move. If done correctly, it not only puts her in her place, but also redefines the roles in the relationship. She needs to understand that power is not hers by right, but something she can only have if there is mutual respect. And if she can't handle that, it's a clear sign that she never deserved to be by the side of a man who knows his worth. So, when delivering this blow, be firm but cautious. Make sure she understands that you are no longer that submissive man, ready to fulfill her every whim. The game has changed, and now you set the rules. And if she can't accept that, well, then she was never worthy of being by your side. Number 7. The devastating power of silence. Look, my friend, let's have a serious talk here. You want to fix this life of disrespect, stop being the doormat that everyone steps on, and start valuing yourself for real, right? Good. Then pay attention, because the key to this change isn't running after anyone, isn't trying to please more. The key is silence. and you're going to learn how to use this weapon now.
When you stop opening your mouth every time you feel an emotional itch, do you know what happens?
You send a very clear message to the world. I'm not accepting scraps anymore. That's right. No more nonsense of being the guy who's always available, always chasing. You finally start to stand out, to be the protagonist of your own story, not the extra in someone else's story. The truth is that many guys enter relationships already feeling like garbage, thinking they're worth nothing. And do you know what's worse? The woman notices this, and instead of valuing you, treats you like nothing, only increasing that shitty feeling you carry. It's a spiral of despair, and instead of reacting, you just sink deeper.
But, my man, when you shut up, when silence becomes your strategy, something magical happens. You finally realize you deserve better. That you deserve respect, damn it! Silence is not just a way to defend yourself. It's also an awakening. It's that moment when you start to question if the relationship you're in is even worth it. And you know what? Most of the time, it's not.
This is the moment to reflect deeply, and if necessary, call her for a serious conversation. But don't think this conversation is about apologizing. No, it's to say what you think, without fear, and see if she has the capacity to understand and change. And the most interesting thing? When you shut up, when you distance yourself, she starts to miss you. That's right. Suddenly, the control she thought she had starts slipping through her fingers. And then, my friend, she's the one who starts chasing after you. So let me tell you something. Silence is much more than a simple strategy. It's a journey of self-discovery and renewal. It's the language you need to learn if you really want to change the dynamics of this relationship. Because in the end, the power to transform everything was always with you. It was just hiding behind your mouth that wouldn't stop talking. Now it's time to be silent, think, and act smart. Go out there and show that you're no longer that guy who accepts anything. So my friend, here's the plain and simple truth. If you keep being that guy who always gives in, who always chases after, who accepts any scrap, you'll continue being treated like garbage. But if you have the courage to shut up, to walk away, to show that you don't need to beg respect from anyone, the dynamics change completely. The power to change this situation is in your hands, or rather, in your silence. Now choose. Will you keep being the court jester, or will you take on the role of king in your own life? If you're ready to turn the game around, stop talking and start acting. Remember, respect isn't asked for, it's demanded. And it starts when you learn the power of silence. Now, close this video, shut your mouth, and go make a difference in your life. Because in the end, you are the one who controls your destiny. End of discussion.